Hi, we're Michael and Maggie, and we're from Magalia. And Michael was up way before me in the morning, and he'd heard on the news that there's a little fire in Paradise in the canyon there.
Yeah, 10 acres.
10 acres, yeah. So you tell that part because you know more about that part.
30 minutes later, it just blew up. And 30 minutes after that, our pastor called me and told me we may have to evacuate. And that's early in the morning. So I looked outside and I can see smoking all the way up in Magalia. And so...
He's a camera.
No, it's just when I talk, I start crying because all the people here is what they've done for us. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, and Magalia was a little bit luckier than Paradise. So it was a hit and miss in Paradise. But we are lucky our home is saved, we heard. But so we didn't, our neighbors evacuated at noon hour. And we waited till 4. Because nobody was coming around doing any warnings or nothing. You didn't hear nothing because they shut your power off.
Yeah, my phone
So your
went
cell
off.
phones didn't work because the towers were down. So you had no communications with nothing. Now, if they hadn't shut that warning thing off 3 days before, we would have got a warning on our cell phone. Even if the power's off, you still get a warning that there's, an emergency. So we left at 4, which is lucky, because it took us 4 hours to get here from Magalia. But as we were going on 32, the traffic, we stopped, and it was just really bad in Chico. It was stopped. But we could see the horizon, all the lights of the city. So we pulled over to wait for traffic to get moving, because, gas, you're wasting gas just sitting there. And we sat there for a little bit, and then the Sacramento police came and told us we got to move, because they're going to close that highway in an hour. So as we're going through, we could see the fire right by the highway.
Right on the side of the highway.
And he was on his motorcycle. He has a Harley. And he was in front of me, and he said he could feel the hot ashes hitting his face. So it was really scary going through there. And so we made it through okay, and got here. And we ended up parking. We didn't know we were going to go to the fairgrounds, but we found out that's a point for all them to meet there, so we weren't allowed to be in there. And they said actually some prisoners would be there too, so they kicked us out. So we didn't know where to go. We went to Burger King parking lot by there in America Tire, and we stayed there for 5 nights in the truck with our dog, and he just was exhausted from that. Can't sleep, and lifting the dog in and out of the truck. He shouldn't be lifting anything. And so that was exhausting for him, and he's starting to get really sick. And so I'm like, what do we do? Let's at least try to get a tent. So we went into Walmart, none. Went into Target, and only the big ones were left, like $250. So it's like, oh my God, so what are we gonna do? So on the way out, there's this man with a buggy full. I said, oh, you got all the tents, because it was full. Here he is, a pastor, and he was buying them for everybody.
Giving them away here.
Yeah, Pastor Chris. I don't know what his last name was.
I don't know neither.
But he was, maybe 40s. And so he gave us a tent, and he got his people to set us up. Wow. Because it was like 8 o'clock at night by then. And we just didn't have the gas to go all the way to Sacramento, and he just wasn't healthy enough to drive there.
Yeah, my bike got so ashy from the ash. What was it, Saturday? And over there, Burger King, it was like nighttime.
Yeah.
Ashes were falling all day long.
Yeah, it was
so
really
somebody
bad.
at the tire place, there's a tire place there, and suggested to me to check with Sierra Harley. They're storing bikes for victims. So I called them up, and I took it the next morning. So I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, one less thing to haul along, eh? So we've been here since, 2 nights?
Sunday, I guess, something like that. Sunday
Yeah,
or
so it's a
Monday.
little bit better. I mean,
We
you
have
don't
everything.
have to.
We have everything.
Yeah, it's still really difficult for him with his health, and now we got to see if we can get his prescriptions because they're running out, and he's at Walgreens in Paradise. So
Today I was supposed
it's
to go
gone.
pick him up. The fire hits.
Yeah. So it's really been stressful for him, and
I'll get him though.
I'm okay. It's just like, you know, so you worry about him, and it's better for the dog here because she doesn't have to be in the truck half the time. But the people from Sacramento, all over San Francisco have been here and bringing food and donations, and you know, we were lucky our house is okay as far as we know, but there's so many people we know that have lost their houses and lost.
Both our pastors lost their homes.
Yeah.
One of them's been up in Paradise, holding showers and stuff like that, cooking and giving them.
He's 70
you know,
years old. Yeah, but he's got the energy of a 40-year-old him. He does. He works in Malaysia and that. We have a really good church. The fire went above the church, and they were trying to evacuate them, the firefighters. And we heard this from our assistant pastor.
Yeah.
And
They were inside.
then all of a sudden the fire's right there, so the firemen stuck them all back in the building, and the flames went all around the top and in between the buildings, didn't touch them. But it burnt all the businesses around the church. So.
But our lawn is still green.
Yeah, that's what he says. The lawn is
Our
still
lawn
green.
is still green. Everything else was gone.
And their first church burnt down 10 years ago, so they took 10 years to get the second church going. And it just opened 3 weeks ago, so you can imagine poor pastor thinking, oh my gosh, again? Here we're taking all this time to build our church, but God blessed us and saved our church, and every one of our members is safe.
Yeah.
So nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
They lost their homes, some of them, half of them lost their homes, so we're so thankful that we didn't lose anybody we love or our home so far as we know, because we heard
did
it
lose
did.
one person from the church.
Yeah.
And she hasn't been to church for a few years, but we did lose somebody. I never met her, but we have a police officer in Paradise who went to go check on her, and as he approached our unit, it just boom, and he had to dive under his SUV.
To
She
save his
didn't
own
make
life.
it, so
And he's married with young kids, but
Yeah.
he's a cop, eh?
yes,
So-
Paradise.
But she was 95 years old, and she'd been housebound for a few years.
Yeah.
So we never met her, because we only been members for 2 years.
That's the only
but-
casualty from our
but,
church.
Yeah, that's the only one. So that is so lucky. So lucky. So.
And I'm gonna miss my buddy Todd.
Yeah, our assistant pastor can't come back now because the school he was teaching, it affects all their lives, their incomes, you know.
Everything's just
He
messed
has
up.
no job right now, so he can't come back there in Nevada. Pastor Todd Hagen.
Yeah.
And our full pastor is Doug Crowder.
Yeah.
Not related. He's, but they're wonderful people, and
Oh yes, they are. We've been there for 2 years at that church.
What's the name of the church?
is Magalia Pines Baptist Church. It's kind of, you know where Jackie's is? Well, I don't know if you know that area.
I haven't been up there.
She burnt down
Yeah.
last year because they had a fire in her kitchen, but her coffee house or house is okay.
Yeah, she just opened
In Paradise,
up a few
and
weeks
not
ago.
too many
Her place survived,
up
so.
in her place survived. So like, it's like God didn't want to burn her place down twice.
Just last year, or yeah, it was last year. The end
It
of
took a
last
whole year to get it open. It just opened a month ago.
Yeah. Wow.
So we've seen videos of Paradise, and it just looks like a bomb hit it. It really does. I mean, there's still the odd little thing, but that's where we do our shopping and stuff too. Like, you know, Magalia is small and Paradise is small, so the Kmart's gone, the dollar store is gone, and all that stuff. I think the post office gone. We have to come to Chico to get our mail now and our bills, and so it's just we're lucky, but then it's like you have to start all new, you know.
That was a wreck, but
Yeah.
I'm fine now. I'm just grieving for everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, Paradise and here.
Acts of random kindness. Some guy came out and shoved $60 in his pocket. He doesn't even know him.
Yeah.
You know, like, and another lady gave her next door a Visa card for $100. You know, like, it's just amazing the outreach of people, and it's kind of nice to see what America's supposed. I'm actually Canadian, so it's kind of nice to see that America is she's still there. You know, with all the unsettling stuff that's going on in the world right now. It's just amazing that people can be strong and come to aid their fellow race, I guess. So there's hope for us.